In the sprawling, often chaotic world of cryptocurrency, a new story is quietly unfolding. It isn't about overnight millionaires or complex trading algorithms that promise untold riches. Instead, it's a story about people, connection, and a digital currency that aims to be in the hands of everyone, not just a select few. This is the story of the Pi network. Launched with the simple idea that anyone with a smartphone should be able to mine cryptocurrency, Pi has grown into a global phenomenon. It has attracted millions of users, known as pioneers, who tap a button on their phones each day, slowly accumulating a currency that is not yet traded on the open market. In a bustling, vibrant neighborhood of Manila, a woman named Maria faced a familiar struggle. Her daily earnings were often just enough to cover food and rent, leaving little room for emergencies. One sweltering afternoon, her youngest son fell ill with a high fever. The local clinic required a small upfront payment for a consultation and medicine, a sum that was more than Maria had on hand. It was in this moment of desperation that she remembered the Pi community group she had joined on social media. She posted a simple, heartfelt message. The response was almost immediate and deeply moving. A man named Luis, a fellow pioneer living just a few kilometers away, saw her post. He replied to Maria's post, not asking for Pi, but simply offering the medicine her son needed, refusing any payment. This small act of generosity was a lifeline for Maria and her son. Maria's story is not an isolated event. It is a microcosm of a larger phenomenon taking root within the Pi ecosystem. But it was recorded in the hearts of two individuals and the community that witnessed it. It was driven by empathy. This is where the concept of a love movement begins to take shape. The story highlights a crucial distinction between Pi and many other cryptocurrencies. The Pi community has organically developed a culture centered on trust and mutual aid. In a world where financial interactions are often cold and transactional, this is the healing power at the heart of the movement. It mends the small, everyday fractures in society caused by economic hardship and isolation. It replaced a moment of fear and desperation with one of hope and connection. The emerging story of Pi seems to be one of collective action and human solidarity. Thousands of miles away, in Accra, the bustling capital of Ghana, a different kind of story was unfolding. A group of university students, led by a young man named Kofi, were passionate about technology, but found themselves on the wrong side of the digital divide. They dreamed of becoming software developers and entrepreneurs. Formal courses were prohibitively expensive, and the university's computer labs were often overcrowded and equipped with outdated machines. Their ambition was great, but their opportunities were limited. Kofi and his friends were early adopters of the Pi network in their community. An idea began to form. What if they could leverage their collective Pi holdings to bridge their educational gap? They decided to create the OCRA study group. The group started by reaching out to the global Pi community online. They found a software developer in the United States who was also a Pi pioneer. Intrigued by their initiative, he agreed to become their mentor. He offered to run weekly online workshops on web development. In a rural community in southeastern Nigeria, access to healthcare is a constant challenge. His wife went into a difficult labor late one night, and the local midwife informed him he sent out a frantic message. The network effect kicked in with remarkable speed. His message was seen by a woman named Funka. Without a moment's hesitation, she contacted him directly. A motorcycle taxi rider who, by pure chance, was also a Pi miner, to bring it to his village immediately. Within 2 hours, a remarkable feat in that remote area, and Chidi's wife gave birth to a healthy baby girl. The payment was made later, a transaction that took just seconds. For Chidi, those digital coins were not an investment or a speculation. They were life. The story from Nigeria is perhaps the most dramatic illustration of the Pi network's potential, the power of a trusted network. The technology itself was secondary, but from the trust that pioneers placed in one another. Bitcoin's blockchain is designed so that you don't have to trust the person you're transacting with. You only have to trust the code. The PI community, in its current enclosed stage, where personal reputation, shared identity, and mutual reliance, they are known members of a community, and their actions have social consequences, has the power to heal social fragmentation, increasingly anonymous and disconnected, to see each other as partners in a shared enterprise. It rebuilds the local and global communal ties. The journeys of Maria, Kofi's study group, and Chidi, the first and most crucial lesson is that community is the killer app, but to the one that builds the strongest and most compassionate community. The second lesson is about the nature of value itself. That value is determined by markets, where value is negotiated, contextual, and deeply tied to human need. A medical kit is worth more to a man whose wife is in labor. A third lesson involves the power of an incubation period. Without a public market price, this period has allowed a unique culture to develop, one that prioritizes collaboration over competition. Finally, these narratives teach us about the true meaning of financial inclusion. True inclusion means giving people agency within an economic system. They were active participants in a network. As we stand here on August 13th, 2025, the world of digital currencies remains a frontier. But if we listen closely, we can hear a quieter, more hopeful story being written. It is being written in the messages exchanged in community chat groups, in the goods bartered in local markets, and in the acts of kindness that connect strangers across continents. They are signals from that emerging future. They point toward a world where technology serves humanity. It can be a medium of connection, a catalyst for community, and a tool for healing. The Pi Network's love movement, as it has been called, is a powerful proof of concept. It demonstrates that when you put a simple, accessible tool in the hands of millions of people and unite them with a shared vision, they will instinctively use it to build, to share, to teach, and to care for one another. But the foundation has been laid. A culture of trust and mutual support will be the network's greatest defense and its most enduring asset. But by the continued strength and compassion of the community that backs it. Let these stories inspire us to look at cryptocurrency with new eyes and recognize the profound potential for human good that lies within this technology. It is about building more resilient, more equitable, and more compassionate economies, where our wealth is measured not by what we have, but by what we give to each other. That is a future worth believing in.